nationwide audience tuning in. It's a Monday night primetime showdown between the Washington... Tonight's the night for football, everybody. The bright lights are on, the stage is set, and the crowd is ready. It's Monday Night Primetime on EA Sports. As the work week kicks off tonight, another week of football comes to an end with a Monday Night Primetime contest between the Washington Commanders and the Baltimore Ravens. We're playing under the lights and some heavy rain here tonight. And Monday Night Primetime is underway. This return starts at the 5, and this drive will start inside the 25.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Crackle 80. Check smash.
Throwing now off the play action. And his first pass falls incomplete.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss, whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put it in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
Still 10 to go. 2nd down now from the 23.
70 rings with 7. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Huntley. Ooh, on him quick there, and they bring him to the turf. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Might just be a little late to get the ground game going, opening up this game with back-to-back passes. But when you come out of the gate slow and you put yourself behind the sticks, you really don't get into that rhythm you want to find early.
3rd and long for him here. And this opening drive headed for 4th down. That's incomplete. Defender there to knock it away. And we talked about it earlier. Brought a losing streak into the building with him. That is not a good start towards breaking that streak as they go 3 and out.
No, you want to bust that narrative. And the best way to do that is to start fast. And, well, once again, they're not.
And he drives this one into the pouring rain. Looking to return from the 29. And he's brought down before the return gets far.
First and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. First and 10.
Here we go. Set. Go. Ready, right?
Give now to the running back. And he manages 6 yards to begin this one. We've got second and 4.
While that run may not move the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
Last run got him 7. Here comes second and 3.
Ready.
Now Daniels off the play action. Has him running the comeback. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
On the double.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38.
Ready.
They'll run here on first down. And I don't think he got beyond the line there. Yep, no gain on the play. It's going to be second down.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Play fake here. Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack may change the next play call as it sends them backwards ahead of third down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down.
Cougar 19. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
Here he goes, third and long. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and convert on third and 17. Now their opening drive certainly going according to plan, Brock. It's a new set of downs at the 27.
Bronco switch. Ready.
On first down, they'll run. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be second down.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10. Putting a receiver in motion.
Cowboy 80. Go.
Back to throw. Here's Daniels. That's complete to Sam Laporta. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Washington first down.
This is one of those plays you're going to see on tape this week, I guarantee it. Not because of the catch, but because of the effort. Lays out and brings in the off-target throw.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. Had some room to work, and he took advantage. Give him 7.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Let's go now.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense up to the line fast. So before they try it on third and inches, a timeout's called. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Battle coming up on third and inches.
Ready. Ready, ready.
And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a first and goal. Love the way they decided to keep the drive moving, Brock. Pounding it forward, send an early tone on this opening drive.
It sure does, both physically and then mentally as well, because you know and I know, successful run often leads to great play-action pass.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal.
Ready.
They'll try and punch it in. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Throwing now, Daniels. And he scores. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. All right, partner, one drive in, and we can say this guy's been perfect. 4 passes, no incompletions, and that touchdown to end it.
And you and I both know that incompletion will come eventually. Might not arrive for a while, man. That offense was humming on that opening drive, and they can't wait for their second bite.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
On the return, the Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
On the set.
This is our last play of the quarter.
Ready, ready. 50, green. Set, huh?
They go play action on 1st down. Bails out of the pocket quick. Moving right, airs it, forces that one, and it's intercepted. Jack Campbell at the INT. And the Commanders come through with a big play to close out our opening quarter. That's going to do it for our first quarter here on Monday Night Primetime. The Commanders have an early lead. Back to the bank in just a moment. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They're set up with it after the pick to end the first. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to stay on his feet through that run, at least until the tackle stops him. He picked up close to 4.
4 yards on the pickup.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Target that time, Jaden Reed. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down. And 6 yards to go.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Flushed out of the pocket. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on 1st down.
Well, I can say this definitively. That is not the way you thank your defense for giving you the football. Don't follow that other quarterback steps and toss it right back to him. He got away with one.
Following the near interception, this is 2nd and 10.
2. Pep, 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready.
Again, Daniels to the air. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Ready.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Got it. Ready.
Imagine the weather's playing a role here. Instead of trying a field goal, they're going to go for this. They give it to him again. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. So they hit him for 5 yards on 4th down, and they get the successful conversion.
The beauty of that execution, Kate, is he didn't even know he was going to get the ball there on 4th down in that RPO. So extra credit for the focus, and even more so for the conversion.
Play action now. Daniels. Vacates quickly left side. That's incomplete left side.
It just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
Still 10 to go. Second down now from the 23.
Ranger.
Now Daniels to throw. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. Well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Get it. 70, Timberwolf. 18, 5 in. Let's go.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Has him on the quick hitter. Great job rallying to the football. They get him down right at the marker. 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They'll run for this. They blow this play up. They're humbled and sent off the field here with a loss of yards and a turnover on downs.
You know, it's almost like the defense heard that call in their helmet themselves. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And their reward is getting off the field.
Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10.
Blaster, set, ready. Hut.
Back to work after throwing the pick. He's loaded another one up. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10.
Set. 45, White. Hut, hut.
Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And they'll fight ahead for a few. It's 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Blue, 32. Eagle, blue. Set, go.
They'll throw 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know they're going to keep giving him looks, keep calling pass plays. You cannot survive a game without a completion, but the results so far, yeah, they've been a little bit rough.
Fields this clean at the 30. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return.
At their own 35-yard line.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Daniels setting up the play action. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. This is caught inside the 15. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow their lead just before halftime. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. They're out to try and tack on the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Commanders double their lead to 14.
Commanders 14. Ravens nothing.
The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. He fields it from the 8. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10.
Set, hut. Ready?
They'll go play action. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Commanders take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
Sets up first down and goal at the 6-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's first and goal.
60, trap 60. Track, alert, alert, Vikings, let go.
Blown back, it's the handoff. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
That one's incomplete in the end zone. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock, even if it would have been a touchdown. That was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Here we go, here we go.
Daniels, 3rd and goal. That play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it. In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line.
Set.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they are all the way into that red zone. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
49-yard gain. And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone.
Let's go. Black shot. Yellow. 43. Set.
From the red zone on first. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
I say to you all the time, Kate, to get a quarterback in a rhythm, completions, completions, completions. Well, this is the opposite of rhythm. There is none because we have not had a completion yet.
No luck on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Cycle. Here we go. Set. Hut.
He'll look to throw. Pass into the hands of Devontae Walker. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd.
3rd and 5.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Come on. Set. 50. Great. Set.
Back now. Pressure coming. And this won't be caught. The clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go. Well, no luck on his first look of the game. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
On 4th now. On comes Tyler Luke. Going to try this field goal for the Ravens. A very short kick here from the right hash. Luke knocks it through. And the gap closes to 14 points.
It's only 3 points, and they're going to still trail at halftime, but every little bit helps. And I'll tell you this as well. It also helps maybe later in the game. You got a 4th quarter clutch kick to have that confidence built. That's important.
Return starts at the 3. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Will take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down.
Let's go. Check the line.
Back to throw it. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those true throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Let's go now. Ready.
Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. Makes a cut to the right sideline. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Shades of the 2009 Super Bowl. They're going onside kick to begin the second half. The Ravens look like they got it back, and they did! Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10.
Here we go. 60 red. 60 red. Ready.
Airing it out to start this drive. Into the hands of Walker. And he drives this across midfield. Down into enemy territory.
It's one thing to draw all these routes up when you're in the pocket. It's quite another when a play breaks down. Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket and scramble. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
Ready. Yellow. Yellow. 22.
2nd down, looking for options. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Red, 38. Ready.
A give to Mitchell, running left. They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's 4th down.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Down. Black 4. Ready.
Again, this is Mitchell. They blow this play up. They're humbled and sent off the field here with a loss of yards and a turnover on downs.
Turnover on down.
I love aggressive defenses, and a blitz on fourth down's a gutsy call. But it can work against the pass, or in that case, against the run. Good luck running for the sticks when you've got a whole defense crashing the line of scrimmage off the snap.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early. Encroachment on that previous play, and that makes this a much shorter 1st and 5.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Still has some space inside the 35. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's going to give the Commanders a 1st down.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st down now, ball at the 33.
Go!
From the gun, here's a handoff. No one's around him, he's got space. Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders push their lead further to start the half.
Kate, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders stretch their lead to 21.
Ravens 3. Joshua Carty to kick off.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Let's go. Set, cut.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
17.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Here he is to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they come through the sack to bring around 3rd down.
A loss of 10 yards.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Ready. 52 blue. Hut, hut.
3rd and long for him here. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
It has been a tough slog for them to keep up at any point in this game. And failing to convert on that 3rd down, yet another symptom of the overall illness of the day.
You gotta love when your special teamers say, take some time off offense. Your presence, that's not required at this moment. That guy took care of things himself with an electrifying return.
Yeah, find somebody who doesn't welcome some time off for more, Kate. They're more than happy to chill out on that sideline, offer some extra applause as that return team did more than its normal job.
Ravens 3.
So after giving up the punt return score, Brock, let's see if they can answer on a different type of return. Fielded at the 7. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Yellow, 22. Mega, set.
Throwing now off the play action. Buying some time left. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
He's really starting to just about exhaust every option and trick he's got at his disposal. That time, trying to test him outside the pocket, extend the play, there was just nowhere to go with it.
Mitchell on the give, headed left. Hop behind the line here on 2nd down, which is only going to make things tougher for this 3rd down coming up.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Here we go. Hut, hut.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
The Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
A loss of a yard.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Putting the tight end in motion. Out of the gun, Daniels. No place to go. Ravens take him down. And for the 2nd straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate, right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with a tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
Third and long for Daniels. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. The Commanders ready for the punt. And he wasn't needed at all in the first half, partner. This is going to be his first punt. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. Takes it in at the 26. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31.
Blue striker. Set, hut, ready.
Airing it out to start this drive. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. He was looking for Keaton Mitchell out of the backfield. So it'll be 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Set, go.
Mitchell off the pistol give. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Gain of 16 yards.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
First down.
Set, ready.
He's going to throw it. Fits it through the middle. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. So just 1 quarter to go on Monday Night Primetime. It's Ravens football. They're going to look for points here, no doubt, but might be too little too late for them in this lopsided contest. First down now, ball at the 33.
Ready. Fury, yellow, blue, 32. Set.
Looking to throw here. On the move, hit it right. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
So still 10 to go on second from the 33-yard line.
Let's go now.
Now looking to throw. Taking a chance to the end zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens putting up points in a game decided. It's a Taz Walker touchdown.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid and let him run.
Now the Ravens offense staying put. Look at this. They're going for two.
The Ravens will line up for the two-point conversion.
And the two-point pass falls incomplete. They tried to get aggressive, but it doesn't work.
Commanders 41, Ravens 9.
Down by 3 scores. Their hand is forced. They're going to try the onside kick here. And the Commanders are able to cover the kick. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it. Even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. And find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
It's 3rd and 2. Now Daniels. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
The lead looks safe, but the pedal's staying down. They're going for this.
Gravity Lions. Check the Eagles. Check the Eagles. Go.
Now Daniels on 4th down. And this one's swatted away by a defender, so they went for it unsuccessfully. And now they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Dump off caught by his back. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
So it may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
38. Hut.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. He's got his man. This is Walker. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
First down.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Throwing it again here. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? OTB. Over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. Got to find a completion right there.
There's pressure, and he's going to be dropped. Well done by the Commanders' defense. And it'll be third down coming up after this defense's third sack of the game.
Brings up third down.
Black shot. Set, hut. Smash, red, yellow, 22. Hey, go Fury. Hut.
Dropping back to throw. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And a couple of really good plays Brock made back-to-back behind the line to bring up fourth down.
Brings up
This
fourth
defense
down.
been doing it all, not just with the takeaways, but the pressure and what that does and how hard it is to play the quarterback position when you're taking a beating like this.
60 red. Set.
Desperation time here on fourth. He's got it inside the 25. And he's going to have this one down to the 20. One of their biggest plays of the game so far, and it comes on a fourth down gamble.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation when you go for it on fourth down, it may mean sometimes thrown into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
Let's go. Clock, blue, 30. Set.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. And the Commander's rush brings him down.
On the ball.
Trying to set this up quick.
It's a 10-yard loss. Brings up second and 20 at the Commanders' 30-yard line.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Gets it downfield. On target to Flowers. And he's going to get this down to the 9. That puts him in goal to
It's
go.
a gain of 21 yards.
Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first.
9-yard line.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal.
Down. Set.
Working inside the red zone. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So the incompletion on first. Here's second and goal.
Here we go. Set. Hut.
Back to throw. Gets it to his fullback. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1.
Complete to number 35.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Touchdown or bust for him here as they set up for third and goal.
Here we go. Set.
He's keeping it. Gotta get it forward. And he's not going to get in. Another stand defensively. And they've made it fourth and goal. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. As they'll get together and discuss with fourth down coming up. They're going to go for it here, trailing in the fourth.
Here we go. Set.
Oh, quick throw here, left side. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens get it back to within 2 possessions. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Catches it at the 1. And he's going to cross for the score. They trim that deficit down to 14. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And the Commanders are able to cover the kick. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Hey, press all 80. Touching, hey, go.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Ravens get him. Down he goes.
Hurry, hurry.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
It's second down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 19, 18. Ready.
The give here on second. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Hey.
Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 13 yards. Leads to third down and 5.
Third and short, Daniels. Finds him over the middle. And he gets the first down for the Commanders, and that should get them this victory as well. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10.
Back. 70 Lions. Ready.
They're going to pass it here. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Robert Longerbeam in there to pick it off.
Kate, I think you could almost sense a little bit of a hesitant spark out there. Nobody is going to get too excited. You're still down 2 scores, but there's a little flash of hope, a little flash of optimism. Their defense just gave the offense by taking the ball away.
Panther Street. Ready. Not 65.
Throwing on first down, Willis. Has him on the quick hitter. And he hauls this one up to the 11 before being stopped. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up.
Second and a yard.
And he's going to spike it 20. Seconds to go. Third and a lone yard coming up.
79. Here we go. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Street. Get up.
Here he is to throw. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Quan Martin with the pick. And the Commanders will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Yeah, I get it. Trying to add further juice and momentum. Throw that hammer, throw that uppercut early. That hubris was their downfall as it sends them now right back to the sideline.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. First and 10.
Ready.
Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with a penalty. Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Come on.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. He puts some air under it deep down the left. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. Jaden Reed, the intended target. And that sets up second and 5.
5 yards to go.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Trap 50. Go.
From the gun, it's Daniels. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
19, Pioneer. Ready. 19, Tiger. Ready.
Daniels from the gun on third down. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst, but that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Hooker 19.
Again, Daniels to the air. Lofts one deep, center of the field. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs. So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. And we know how rain can wreak havoc at any moment on a football field, but they didn't let that stop them today. They played their game, and as a result, they're leaving here with a victory. So that puts a bow on this one for my partner Brock Heward and everyone involved on our crew.